everybody. Whoop. Nope. There we go. It's Wednesday, and so I am going to be doing a craft demo for you today. I don't have a super clear picture of what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to start and have fun with it. I'm going to bring something up that I've been talking about for a while. So I've gone back and forth, but yesterday the health department issued a recommendation that people wear masks indoors, and so I'm going to go ahead and follow that. So for the time being, we are going to wear masks if you come in to shop, and to me it's not a hard thing to do, so I hope it's easy for you too, and we're just going to stick with that for now. It makes it easier for me, to be honest. That way I don't have to worry about it, you know, whether or not people are vaccinated and, you know, coming in. Just, you know, wear a mask, not a big deal. All right, so today I'm going to show you, you know, I really enjoyed what we did last week with the layering, and so I was going to do a little something this time just to show you a little more about that. So last week it was a layering die, so a very specific die meant to create, you know, floral arrangement. And so today, you know, in consideration of the holiday coming up, we're going to do, I'm going to work with these stars. Let's see. And I was going to do something a little different. So this isn't going to be about, you know, registering stencils together. This is going to be more about just playing with some color. You know, just playing with the fact that the Distress Oxides are pigment inks and have nice intensity of color. And so I just got a piece of paper, and so I'm really just playing around with creating a background. All right. I'm hoping this is working. Yeah. Oh, so I've been watching over my videos, and I can tell you a couple things. One, I only have 3 outfits. I'm wearing one of them right now. And 2, I always at some point say, is this working? And look to see if people are actually watching, because I can't, it's not popping up on my computer at the moment to show me that anything's going on. You know, I really like the sort of cloudy effect if you don't super lean too hard into the you know, you can really work it and make sure you get nice solid color application, or you can leave it a little, with some of the stars, a little faint intentionally. You know, I think that looks kind of cool. So right now I'm just not worried about filling in gaps in any particular way. I'm just covering the paper, and this is, you know, a great way to create your own paper sources. You can create lots of backgrounds this way and just have them in your stash ready to use at any given time. You know, I was looking at a bunch of stuff that you can do to create sort of a fireworks background too, but I like this. More general. Now I'm gonna do the red and see what I get. Oh, you know what? I didn't clean the stencil off, so it's making it purple. And so I am gonna wipe it down, because in this particular moment I do want to keep the colors distinct, and so normally I wouldn't care, because that's the kind of person I am. But right now I am looking for my baby wipes. Where are my baby wipes? There we go. And I am going to wipe it down, because you know, you can see I got a little bit of a purple mess. And actually I'm not super into how you can see the edge of the stencil, so I think maybe I will start over with a new piece of paper. This is how lives go, and this is also how real crafting goes, right? You look at it and you think, I didn't do that right, and so you start over. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna try, so at this point, I'm just keeping the two brushes separate so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm gonna be really careful not to go over the edge of the stencil, which was what was giving me those hard edges, which is a bummer because I didn't want them. So I'm not gonna fill the whole stencil out because I'm gonna let that go. You know, you can see there was some dampness and it transferred some red. I'm gonna just let that go. We're gonna go with it. So just being a little more careful with this round, just to make sure I don't get the hard edges of the stencil. But I really do want these big stars, so I don't want to. Now I could also do this with a dauber sponge, which would maybe make that a little easier, missing those hard edges, because I'd be dabbing instead of rubbing. But I really like the effect of rubbing with this stuff, so I enjoy what I get out of this when I do it this way. Look, little shooting stars, shooting stars. We're just gonna accept that. And now I've got a bit of a blue background down, so before I do anything else, I'm gonna wipe this off. Both sides. I'm gonna both sides it, and then I'm gonna dry it off on my pants so that I don't get this color. Pick it up off the floor where I dropped it. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna come in with a red layer. Hopefully I'll start actually seeing what it was going for here. Yay, that's more like it. And you know, this isn't the only ink to do this with. You can also do it, well, you could do it with paint if you really want to. But you know, you can do it with the archival inks. Those are nice and bright. You could do it with stays on pigment inks. Those would stand up nice and bright on the page, I think. So lots of options. If you do it with paint, you're probably going to want to do it with a dauber and not these brushes. And so with the dauber, you would come along and dab the paint down. So maybe I'll do one of those in a minute and show you the difference. So I am using right now, I'm using Faded Denim and Candied Apple. I'm thinking that the red has turned out to be a little on the pinky side, a coral color. So, well, actually if I get it a little more intensely on there, that actually works a little better. Now I'm just, you know, playing around with creating a background. I'm not worried so much about what I'm actually ending up with. But I actually love what's happening, the way the layers are working with each other, and filling in the white space. And these cute little stars, the way they're popping up and representing, and even the splatter that I got in the background. Oh, look at that. How cute is that, you guys? Can you see that little star that I created? Totally by accident. How sweet. You could do that on purpose if you really tried. Anyway, let's see, I'm gonna wipe this down again and do another layer of blue, because I can see there's some spots that I would like some more blue instead. So again, wiping both sides of the stencil down and then drying it on my jeans. I can't say enough about how fun these brushes are. They work really well, and they they're a little bit of an investment, but boy, if you do any sort of this kind of work, I really recommend them. They are, they make this very easy and very fun. Ah, look at that, so cute. So, you know, I am getting stars on top of stars. That's intentional. I like that. It's pretty. And so, and there's also the whole, just the whole idea of when you layer, having, you know, multiples on top and the same designs over top of itself can really, you know, it can be striking once you get a few layers in and it really starts to express itself. It can look really great. If you are having issues with your distress pads feeling a little dry, then come on in, because I have the rehydrator. Basically, it's called something else, but that's basically what it is. It's what is it called? Distress something or other, but it's a little clear solution that you put down, and it helps. It helps reinvigorate your stamp pads. So, blender? No, it's not it. Anyway, I have it. Come and get it if you need it. It's in the shop. Oh, look how cute. So, you know, there are spots where it ended up looking a little messy, but there are spots where it ended up looking perfect. So if I were making a card background, I might, ignore you're watching, Harold. Okay, I might, let's see, let me get my handy dandy tool out. Everyone knows that I love this score and cutting tool from We Are Memories. Memory keepers, we are memory keepers. All right, make some space. For someone who has a huge studio, I'm always like trying to figure out how to create space. All right, so if I'm doing a 5 by 7 card, which is my go-to, I'm actually gonna cut, since this is gonna be the background, I'm gonna cut it just a teeny bit smaller. So this is gonna be 4 3/4, and that, you know, and then, so it's going to be 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Actually, don't recommend yanking off the end like that. You should probably trim it with a pair of scissors so you end up with a nice edge. So there's my starry background. And so, you know, I have more that I can do other stuff with. But if I were to start with this, I might look through my washi collection and find something cute to create a little. So I have this one, which has stars as well, and a nice red, bright redness to it. Hey, Renee, thanks for joining me. There's that. Looking for this, very much looking for this on purpose. My gold. This is an Ulta New tape, which I love. I love their tapes. I do have this in stock. I think I have this one in stock as well, but not positive. I have a lot of new washi tapes, so there's a lot of things to choose from out there in the store right now. Like a lot. Like a lot. I'm wondering, I have a thought here that I might want to do something with this pretty glitter that's sitting there, and I'm trying to think of what that would be in terms of creating, so this is really genuinely on the fly. What would I do? Let me think about this. So what I need to do is set up a die cutting machine. All right, here's a machine for cutting with dies. And I think I'm gonna do one of the things that I like, where I take some paper. Let's see if I can set this up so it's not so in the way. All right, so I'm gonna take some paper and I'm gonna take some Elizabeth Craft Design adhesive. I sell this in the store. I do sell this size. And I'm gonna roll some out, or put some out on this paper. Like this. And then I'm going to look for a die that says something fun. All right. Well, this doesn't say something fun, but it does say something useful. And look, I just got the right size for it. This is the word thanks. This is an Altenew die. I do have it in the store. I love this. It's one of my go-to dies. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to use a little tape to hold it down because it is going to slide around on the slick surface. So I actually have this great tape. It's called, what the most amazing tape ever is literally, I think, what it's called by Spellbinders, that they put out very specifically for holding dies and keeping things where you want them. All right, I'm gonna run this through the machine. Now remember, this is a piece of cardstock with the Elizabeth Craft Design adhesive out on top of it. Okay, I'm wondering if you can see how faint that line is. I'm gonna go ahead, fortunately it didn't move around, I'm gonna roll it back through and I'm just gonna do a couple cranks, so back and forth to make sure I really get that cut out, because otherwise I will have wasted. So it has to go through the cardstock and the adhesive, so I'm asking a lot of it. So, how many times do I have to do that? So that, let's see. Oh, see, so now that's a much better cut. So let's pull this off and see what I get when I take a little coaxing here. Oh, come on. Just work, please. Now, it's not working great, so I'm going to do something. This is sometimes a little risky, but because this has a very deep, it's created these really deep channels, I can actually just take the die and establish it, and then I'm going to run it through a few more times. And really try and get that nice and deep so that I don't have to tear it out. All right, I'll do it again. This is where having like a Cricut is really handy, because the Cricut would do the cutting and it wouldn't be, so, you know, I really love my manual machines, but a Cricut can really help, you know, in terms of making sure you get something cut out the way you want. So, hi Ruth. All right, let's see what I get out of this one, if it worked. A little better. I could also go around these edges with an X-Acto knife. Let's see if I have one handy. I'm gonna pop out as much as I can and then go around it with my scissors. One thing I could have done to maybe mitigate this is to have used a thinner paper. I'm not giving up on it yet. I might Maybe I should have, but oh my goodness. This just does not want to cooperate with me. All right, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm gonna just go with a thinner paper. And hopefully this just models for you what to do when things aren't going right. Sometimes it's better just to say, I'm gonna start over. Genuinely. So, we're gonna do this. This is literally a piece of paper that was just sitting on my printer, having been used. I was done with it, so all right, stick with me, ladies, I promise. We'll get something we want out of this, I promise, I promise, I promise. Back and forth. Okay, let's see if that worked a little better. Instantly you can see that it did. You can also see that what this original document was, some sort of agreement that I signed. There, look at that, that just falls out. So that really makes a difference, the thickness of the paper I was using. So now I have the word thanks, and it's under, this is all adhesive, it's under this adhesive sheet. Here's the glitter I want to use. Okay. So I'm gonna carefully take the backing off, and because it is thinner, it is more delicate, I'm gonna be really careful about this as I do this. I really try not to damage. Deep breath. Sorry, I just realized I was holding my breath doing this, so I'll stop talking. But hopefully you can see. It's painstaking, but really not that big a deal. What I'm gonna get out of this is gonna be so great that this is totally worth the effort. All right, so there is my adhesive thanks. This is, again, this is the Altenew Thanks. I do have it in the store. It's a great die. It's one of the bigger dies that I have that says something. See if I can actually get this. Okay, and I have, this is Finnabair's glitter. It comes in a packet with lots of other colors, color coordinated. This is the red. It happened to be sitting there. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and really be generous with the glitter. Obviously I'm gonna catch it all, so I'm not worried about losing it. So I'm really just gonna dump as much as I can onto this word. And that adhesive is pretty darn sticky, so it's gonna pick that glitter up. And you know, the finer the glitter, the more it will stick to it. Kind of rub it in a little bit there. A couple spots that ended up a little thin. Whew, look at that. That is sparkly. Oh, I love it. I sometimes forget how much I love glitter, believe it or not, even though, but just straight up glitter, not glitter paste, not glitter paint, but just glitter. My husband and I, he signed a contract when he moved in saying that he would not complain about the glitter. Not that that actually held that long, but okay, so now in terms of, that's pretty much an impact right there. So I'm gonna take my, let's see, my Stampin' Up. This is, you know what, hold on. I'm supposed to use stuff I actually sell in the store. So let me find my other leans. So I love needle tip applicators, but this kind of glue doesn't really work with that. So if you want to do something fine with a thick Eileen's glue like this, generally what I like to do is I'll squirt some out. I did not protect the nib very well. This is why all my awls are a little gluey. So I'm gonna just squeeze a blob. It doesn't have to be that much. And then I will use a fine tip applicator or even my finger to put glue on the back of this. Not applicator, sorry, I meant my awl. I think I'll just use my finger. Just brush it onto place. It doesn't have to be, it's not like I'm trying to cement this down. I just want it to have enough glue to keep it on the page. Actually keep it on its side, so, oh. The things that happen. My campfire leader taught me when I was like 13 to put this glue in a jam jar with the lid down because one, that's how long this glue's been around, and two, it has always taken an extremely long time to get to the tip. So, and if there are spots that didn't get adhesive that I want to add adhesive to, it's really easy just to take a piece of paper and come in and just basically just tuck glue underneath and get those spots down that didn't maybe get the adhesive that I wanted. Anyway, so let's see, let me blow off. There's where I am so far. Making a little bit of a mess here. One thing I want to do is maybe bring in a little more blue. So I'm going to take the blue, I think, that I was using. It has evaporated off my table. Well, here. This is another blue that was sitting around. I'm going to test it before I do it. Yeah. So this is a Distress ink, not a Distress Oxide ink. So it's gonna, it's a little more transparent, but it's a little darker. This is Salty Ocean, and it's a little brighter blue, so it's gonna give it a little pop. I'm just gonna give it a little edge like that. And yeah. Here. Thanks. Thanks. Brush off some of that glitter. All right, so I do have these little mini, I have all the little mini sets. They come in sets of 4, so I'm guessing that because of what's next to it, this is the set. And they're a nice pop of color, very intense for a dye ink. And again, this is Finnabair Altenew tapes. I used Distress Oxides on the background in denim and candied apple, and just on a regular cardstock. So, and then I used the Elizabeth Craft Design adhesive to create the die cut for the thanks, which came out really well, and the Finnabair glitter. Feel free to stop in. If you can't remember what it is, just go ahead and ask me. And I'm gonna go ahead and mount this on a card and put it out as a display item. All right, ended up standing up. So let's see. Thank you for joining me. And I hope to see you at the store sometime in the next few days. All right, bye everyone.